both climate change and the measures that they want us to adopt to overcome it both affect lots of people very differently in different parts of the world. And so, yes, you can talk about, poor people and climate change. You can also talk about poor people and stopping development, which, I think would be the best thing for them. But, yeah, you're right. Gender, I mean, really, I do not see what that has to do with anything.
Has it been, totally dominated by the window dressing? It seems to me.
I think so. I mean, look, it's discussions of this to talk about this. This is what is going to dominate the next 100 years.
Right. You think we got that long? That's good.
Yeah. Well, if we're lucky. You're right. If we're lucky. Well, they just sort of said now, didn't they? A big report just came out and said, "Oh, actually, it's too late, and we're all going to die." Yeah. Essentially, we're already going to go above that if things stay. So it's I don't really know what we're going to do. What are you doing?
Well, it's an apocalyptic cult, isn't it? Basically. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying there isn't any climate change, because I think there is, and you let us build nuclear power stations.
The time's coming in, and we'll just keep inching up, won't we? And one or two people will fall asleep, and they'll get a bit wet. Somebody's dad will have been buried in the sun.
But I just think that for a lot of people, they love the idea that it's the end of the world, it's the apocalypse. It trumps everything else. It trumps any kind of sensible debate about let's do that instead of this. Yeah. No, it's the end of the world. You must all do what we say. And if you don't want to do what we say, then you're ignoring the science. And
well, I'm in the just do what you say category, but that's just because I'm lazy to read stuff. I'm like, I'm happy to do that. I'll eat some less meat. And
do you virtue signal? Do you wait until there's a lot
too lazy to
pavement traffic before you go out with your recycling?
I do. No, I do it very loudly at 1 in the morning anyway, because that's the only time I get to myself to actually clean up the house.
Recycling is a tricky issue in itself. Reusing, I like that idea that would you reuse before you recycle, or there's like an order, isn't there? Just stop using is the best thing. Then reuse something, again, basically don't make things single use, and then repurpose them, and then recycle them, which is the last thing. My kids, this was a few years ago, to be fair, maybe they've wised up since, at school, for National Recycling Day, they were asked to make a garment out of newspaper to demonstrate how things can be reimagined. So my daughter wanted to make a sort of rah-rah skirt, like a hula skirt, of strips of newspaper. We haven't had a newspaper in the house for, I don't know, about 5 years. We read all our news on screen, so, and I'm quite happy.
She didn't make it out of iPads.
No, smashing up an iPad, threading them together. I literally had to go to the shops and buy a newspaper specifically so that we could recycle it.
So that she could reuse it.